Right, good morning, baseball fans. Welcome back. Friday, August 27th. We got 15 MLB games. We got to do a quick review over some of those games. Obviously, some of the games not so important. Some of them are starting to heat up the playoff race significantly. I'm a little bit heartbroken this morning. Blue Jays lose again last night, and that pretty much to me means their playoff hunt is over. They've lost 3 to the Tigers in the past week. Not a good way to go, but in this video, we're going to kick things off with the Cardinals 4, Pirates 3. Cardinals looking for a little bit of way to make up ground. They got to catch up to the Reds. They got to catch up to Brewers. Brewers probably long gone, but at least the Reds, they have a shot. So they're picking up a nice win here against the Pirates, getting a 3-1 lead in the 5th. Pirates did chip away, but they came as close as 3-2. Cardinals added an insurance run, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Edman hit his 8th of the season, a 2-run shot in that 5th inning. Goldschmidt looking like he's picking up some steam. 3-hit night, 286 batting average. Almost called an ERA, but we know that's not the case. But J.A. Happ goes 5.22 earned runs, 4 Ks. A nice win for him. Nice win for the Cardinals. They're at least keeping their hope alive. A long way to go for them. Peters, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts for the Pirates. And yeah, there's not a whole lot else to say there. The Rays 6, Orioles 3. So the Orioles are back to their losing ways. Rays got out immediately with 3 runs in the first, just getting them generated. Not really calling it RBI. I guess it was a little bit the bottom of the lineup in there. I'm not quite sure. It seems a little weird looking at the box score how that happened. But I guess Franco got on base off a walk. Meadows got a hit. And then Diaz got a hit. So I guess it's a little bit weird. All a bunch of singles in there that did the Orioles in for those 3 runs. The Orioles did answer back in that 4th. Hayes hit a 2-run shot, bringing it within 3-2. But of course, the Rays are one of those teams that just battle late in games. And they added a couple more runs. And there's Zunino hitting a 3-run shot in that 7th inning. McClanahan goes 6, 2-run, 4 Ks. Good outing for him. He's been a solid addition to this rotation. He's joined it late, of course, in the season, but he's now 9-4 on the season. Matt Harvey didn't look bad. 6 innings pitched, 3 runs, 4 Ks. Just that first inning which really did him in. That ERA's come down, of course, from the beginning of the season, but a long way to go at 6.18. Phillies 7, Diamondbacks 6, and the Phillies, they found the win. They needed the win if they're going to stay any way in this conversation. Big win for them. They got a 2-0 lead. Arizona did answer back in the 6th with a 2 of their own before the Phillies. They got up 2 more runs, and the Phillies blew it again. In the 9th inning, 2 runs given up to the Diamondbacks. They set Phillies record, which, believe it or not, the Phillies have had the atrocious bullpen for many years. Phillies record for blown save, 26 on the season, I believe. I might have it a little bit wrong, but last night they definitely set the record. Walker hits his 7th home run for the Diamondbacks in that 9th inning off of Kennedy. 2-run shot. Makes a difference. Quintal Marte hits another one in the 10th. But we see Segura clear the... after exchanging runs in the 10th for 2 runs, Segura hits the almost single run in the 11th to make the difference. Harper, it's his 25th of the season. Brad Miller, his 13th, coming in that 10th inning, a 2-run shot, which tied it up again. And we see Harper having a good year. He had a 2-hit, 2 RBI night. He's almost at 300 batting average, and his OPS has now creeped over 1,000 off that home run last night. So Harper's been quiet, a little bit under the radar, a little bit of talks of MVP, but a lot way to go for the Phillies to make it, so I'm not so sure. Nola goes 5.12 and runs 7 Ks. Good outing. A little short, but good before Kennedy goes in there and blows a save. Kennedy's supposed to be what the Phillies added at the deadline to really avoid this situation, but it hasn't worked out immediately yet. Widener goes 5, 2 run, 4 Ks, and we see them blow it in extras. Big win for the Phillies. Can they keep it? They need a streak. Red Sox 4, Indians 3, and the Red Sox are starting to find a little bit of heat after struggling through the months of July and a little bit of June and maybe even the beginning of August. They're finding some heat and at a perfect time. They were down majority of this game after giving up 2 runs in the 4th. Ramirez hit a 2-run shot off of Rodriguez. His 30th of the season. Jose Ramirez continues to rake. 3 hits, 2 RBI nights. Chang, 6 home run of the season in the 7th, gives the Indians a 3-1 lead at the time. But Boston, Ruiz hits his 3-run shot in that 8th inning, which gives Boston a 1-run lead, and they are able to close it out. So big game for them. They didn't get a lot of hits on the night overall. 3-hit night for them. Most the run, that 3-run shot is all the took, and you can see here all the hits coming from the bottom of the lineup. Bobby Dahlbeck continues a little bit. 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 2 Ks for Rodriguez, good outing, and we see Ottavino in there in the closing role. So it looks like Barnes has lost it, and Allen goes 6, 1 earned run, 5 Ks for the Indians as they fall short. Washington 2, Mets 1, and the Mets have now dropped to 61 and 67, and the Nationals have won back-to-back, and the Mets have just been unfortunately atrocious. The one thing that's been good for them is Pete Alonso, but on this night, not so much. Washington got a 2-0 lead in that 3rd inning. I guess not a whole lot of highlights on offense, as Mets do answer back with a Baez home run in that 4th, his 25th of the season, but that's all they get. Espinino goes 5, 1 run, 7 Ks. Good outing for him. Rich Hill goes 5, 2 runs, 8 Ks. Again, another good outing. Both these guys put up almost quality starts, 1 inning short, but overall quality. But not a lot else to say there. Tigers 2, Blue Jays 1. And this to me might mark the end of the Blue Jays season as a chance at the playoffs. They just can't score runs on these Tigers, and they can't win against these Tigers, and this is one of those spots on the schedule they need. Jays are going to have to just go on a super run if they're going to have a shot at this down the stretch. Guerrero had a nice night, 2 hits, and he got the only RBI in that 3rd inning. Tigers immediately answered, and then we see a home run, not the typical style, but an in-the-park home run from Reyes late in this game after there's a misplay by Palacios in center field. Like, the Jays have just missed George Springer ever since he went back down for an injury. It's been bad for the Jays. Matz goes 6, 1 run, 2 Ks. Manning goes 6, 1 run, 5 Ks. Both these starters did it. But Mize is going to get the loss because of that misplay at center field that resulted in an in-the-park home run. It should have been a single in-the-park home run. Red 6, Marlins 0. And, the Reds need that. They're going to keep the pace because Padres did find a win last night as well. The Reds continue to hold on to that wild card spot, and they're finding good wins, and they're beating the teams that they should, which is what a playoff team does. And Castellanos had a nice double in there. Night on a 3-hit RBI night. Moustakas is back in there, hits his 6th home run of the night while they shut out the Marlins. Wade Miley goes 7, no earned runs, 5 Ks. That's the Wade Miley that's been lights out pretty much all season. 2.74 ERA. Hoffman comes in for a 2-inning close. Thompson goes 5, 3 earned runs, 1 K, giving up that 1 home run to Naquin. Move along with the Braves 6, Giants 5. And Giants had this game pretty much most of the game. They were out 2-0 early, exchanging runs in that 2nd inning. Braves did add 1 in the 3rd to make it 3-2, but the Giants immediately answered back. Busta Posey, 2-run shot in the 1st. Flores does try to bring it closer in the 9th after they're down by 2. Hits his 16th, but it doesn't matter. Duvall his 28th and Solar his 19th. So both additions for the Braves at the deadline. Solar had a nice 3-hit, 3 RBI nights. We have Duvall making a difference at the bottom of the lineup. He's batting .224, but he does bring that power. And we even saw in the game Pedersen making a good defensive play. So all these guys are changes the Braves made. And ever since the trade deadline and some of those ads, the Braves have been lights out. 6 innings pitched, 2 runs, 5 Ks for Fried, and Gausman goes 6, 2 runs, 2 Ks. And it's the bullpen. Again, 2 times this week, I believe, that it's not got it the way of the Giants, and they've blown a lead late. Giants, we'll get to the Dodgers game in that. Can they maintain a little bit of a lead? We'll see. Astros 5, Rangers 4. Rangers just not a lot to play for. Just a lot of these guys new, trying to make the team, trying to make an impression for next year. Ibanez hits his 6th of the season on that 5th inning. They were up 4-0 going into the 7th, but the offense of the Stros came out, put up 5 spot in the 7th, and that is pretty much all she wrote. Brantley had a 3-hit, 2 RBI night, and the rest of these guys just single hits throughout the night, got it done. Odorizzi goes 5, 2 earned runs, 5 Ks, and Otto goes 5, no earned runs, 7 Ks, and then the bullpen comes in for the Rangers, and they get a kapooted pretty much it. Moving on, big game. This game was 2 hours in, and we were still just finishing up the third inning. But it was a big game. White Sox 17, Cubs 13, and it was the Cubs who got out to a 6-0 lead immediately. White Sox had 1, but then there's the third inning that kind of dragged out and made this game so long in the first 3 innings. 8 runs scored by the White Sox before adding another 4 in the 5th. And then they exchange runs in the 7th, exchange runs in the 8th, and the Cubs are down 17-10 going into the 9th, and add a couple more. Not too much else going on there. We highlight Wisdom, 2-hit, 4 RBI night. He had multi-home run night, 23 on the season. Hermosillo, he hits his second, Hap hits his 16th, whereas for the White Sox with Grandal, 2 home runs on this night himself, 8 RBIs on a 4-hit night. Just a monster raking night for him. And he's the only one scoring home runs for the White Sox on that given night. Keuchel goes the 1. He lasts the first inning, giving up 5 earned runs, 1 home run. Thompson goes 2, 4 earned runs himself. Doesn't get out of that third inning. Sampson comes in and gives up a couple more. Just runs all along. Good Chicago series going on. Twins 2, Brewers 0. The Twins picking up a good win here, and Albers going it. And they pretty much first inning, Donaldson hits a 2-run shot with 2 out, and that's all she wrote. No more offense throughout the whole game. Lara goes 4.22 earned runs, 6 Ks, and Albers goes 5.10 earned runs, 2 Ks. Picking up his first win, and he's got .96 ERA. So far it's been going good for him and the Twins, but not a lot of offense, not much else to talk about in this game. Padres 5, Angels 0, and Padres trying to maintain pace with everything else. They're finding a little bit of a win streak, and they're beating this team that they really need to. This team doesn't not a lot to play for, these Angels, and they kept them off the score sheets with a 3-hit night. We see Tatis have a double in there and still leading his team to victory most nights. At the bottom of the lineup, that Profar and Marisnik cashing in the couple runs throughout the night. Musgrove goes 9 complete game, 0 earned runs, 9 Ks. He's been monster. He's very strange. He does have games like this. He's had a couple of these this season, but he's also had games this season where he just absolutely gets blown up. So keep your eye out for that. Criswell goes 1.13 earned runs. And then they bring in a long relief in Naughton, but no offense for the Angels, and they're going to lose this one. The Yankees 8, Athletics 2, and the Yankees now have won 13 in a row, and they're just straight fire right now. I think that ties the Brewers for the longest win streak of the season. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure definitely somewhere in that realm. 14 would definitely be the longest of the season if we get to that point. It's also the longest win streak for the Yankees since 1961. Wow. Stanton, 24th home run of the season. Volt, his 8th. Judge, his 28th. Higashioka, his 9th. I'm getting that wrong. I'm sorry. But this is what the Yankees are about. Good pitching. They get it from Garrett Cole. And then they have lots of home runs. And that's exactly, they're starting to come into the kind of team they wanted to be at the beginning of the season, the kind of team they are. This is a wild card race, and now they're beating them twice in a row these days. And the A's pretty much falling out of the race with these kind of games. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned run, 9 Ks for Cole. Manea goes 4.15 earned runs, giving up 3 home runs and 5 Ks. Not a good outing. Moving along, we got the Rockies 4, Dodgers 2. So Giants lose, so that means Dodgers don't want to make up ground. They're going to lose 2. They are 2-2 going into the mid-innings. Rockies do add 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 9th. Blackman hits a 2-run shot in that first inning, give them a 2-0 lead. And we see Will Smith answer right back with a solo shot, and Trey Turner a solo shot as well in that third to bring it to 2-2. And then CJ Cron and Diaz add solo shots later in the game. Freeland goes 6, 207 Ks, giving up 2 home runs, those solo home runs. Gratterall goes 1, 2 earned runs, and they bring in Jackson for long relief, who lasts 4.2, 1 earned run. So it's one of those games. The Dodgers don't really have that strong 5th rotation yet. They're definitely missing power when it comes to that. And they had a chance to make up some ground, and they failed to. Got a whole month, those two. There's going to be times where they don't have the same result on night, so we'll see how that goes. Royals 8, Mariners 7. 5-1 after 2 innings for the Mariners, and then we see Salvador Perez hit a grand slam in that fourth inning to bring it to 5-5, and Perez has just been a monster. 3-hit, 4 RBI night for him. Talked about it yesterday. This guy should be very well in the MVP conversation if it wasn't for the kind of season we're seeing, right? Salvador Perez, 36th home run of the season. He's catching up. He's probably like third in the race now at this rate. Alvarez hits his fifth. This one goes to extras where the exchange runs in the 10th and the Royals put up 2 in the 12th, where the Mariners only answer with 1. So the Mariners are also finding themselves falling out of the playoff race a little bit. Of course, they've analytic-wise have not always been super involved. But, yeah, we see Gilbert go 5 earned runs, 5 Ks after giving up that grand slam. They give him the yank. And Bubic goes 4.1, 5 earned runs, 6 Ks. Both these guys, not great outings, giving up 5 earned runs in those early innings. Bullpens close the door for the most part until extras. Of course, we're going to see runs and extras. Basically, how it goes. But there you have it, guys. 15 games left now on Friday. We got Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be fun. Power rankings coming out, obviously, at the end of the week, going into September. This is going to be a fun race. Starting to see some separation in the American League wildcard, which we haven't seen for a long time. National League seems to be becoming that more interesting race as the Padres have struggled. Reds have been whatever. We potentially have a couple teams like the Phillies and Cardinals in the hunt, but again, they're still a long way out. But there you have it, guys. 15 games. We'll see you guys out there for that next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.